Hello everybody, welcome to the Red Men TV. Liverpool qualified top of their Champions League group with a 1-0 victory over Ajax at home. It is the player ratings show. The poll is open for our goalkeeper this evening, Caoimhin Kelleher, who was absolutely superb. You've got 1 minute to vote. If you want to vote for him, just look underneath me. But what you do is you type in the chat, !vote, space, and then the number. So if you want to give him a 10, !vote, space, 10, and then press that enter button in the chat, and your vote will be registered. He was absolutely superb tonight, wasn't he? So many question marks coming into the game. Will he be good enough and all that? Klopp mentioned in his post-match he brought him in because he needed a goal-playing goalkeeper, a goalkeeper that could make shots, save shots as well. He was absolutely superb. 4 saves on the night, 3 from in the box, 1 from an offside one. He was just brilliant. His distribution was absolutely superb as well. He was spraying it with his left foot, he was spraying it with his right foot, he was throwing balls out, but it's his ability to save that ball, push balls over the bar from close range headers, from the likes of Huntelaar, from 30-yard strikes, flicking them over the bar, low down to his right-hand side, flicking them round the corner. He was just absolutely superb, and I don't even need to see. I've not picked up my pen. I already know what it is. He's been given a 10 out of 10, and if he wasn't given a 10 out of 10, I was going to overrule you. So we're going to open up the poll next for Nico Williams, who was again brilliant. 19-year-old kid, not had the best of starts this season for us, gets an assist in the Champions League, gets a left-footed assist. You think he's over at the cross. Oh, well, everyone thought apart from one man, and that was Kurt Jones, who gets on to the end of it. But second half, I think first half he was a little bit reserved, played within himself. We pick up that little knock to Andy Robertson, whether it is his ankle or his foot or whatever, and Robertson's not able to play as far forward, so we asked Nico to do it, and Nico looked like that was his sort of natural game, didn't it? And when he was able to be there, because he had Jordan Henderson in front of him and Mo Salah, he was able to really get his foot on the ball, get a grip in the game. And you could tell by the fact that when the game ended, Klopp went straight over to Kelleher, gave him one of them big notorious Klopp hugs, and then went over to Nico Williams next, because Klopp said in his post-match that he'd had a big chat with Nico in the week, spoken to him about it, and he saw a performance about it tonight, and it was absolutely brilliant from Nico. So we get to 9 out of 10, and that's exactly the mark that I would have given him as well. We're going to open the poll up next for Fabinho. Now, Fabinho and Joel Matip, very good tonight. Not great, not at the level of Kelleher as such, but Fabinho, I think there was 8 clearances on the night for Fabinho today, which surprised me a little bit when I looked into the statistics of it after the game. I think his tackling ability was there for all to see. I think Ajax did a really good job of blocking out the route for the centre-halves with the ball, making it difficult for them first half to play it for Jordan Henderson, second half to Gini Wijnaldum. And I think they sort of struggled a little bit, and they went a little bit long too often, although we were still having success with it. But generally speaking, I thought Fabinho was really good. His tackling, brilliant. My only issue, I suppose, is that the strikers were able to get in between Matip and Fabinho a little bit too often, and certainly Davy Klaassen was able to with those elite runs, but he was absolutely brilliant again, Fabinho. I can see votes coming in for 8s, 9s and 10s. I had him down on my notebook as an 8 there. I can see the vote has just closed, and he has indeed got an 8. So we're in full agreement so far. I had him down as a 10, I had him down as an 8, and now his centre-back partner Matip. For me, slightly better than Fabinho tonight, though he didn't make the number of clearances that Fabinho did. I think Joel Matip only made 3 clearances on the night, but he was a calming presence, wasn't he? You needed someone like him in a performance like this out of him tonight, because he's a leader at the back for us, Joel Matip, and he doesn't come across as one of the most vocal, but that he's able to lead with his ability, and he was able to do that tonight. Apologies, I've got the centre halves on the wrong way round, and that'll do my head in, and it should do your head in, because I should be right. I'm going to sort that problem out right now. But yeah, Joel was absolutely sound, and I thought he was brilliant. And again, one issue, as I mentioned, is the fact that the centre-halves and Klaassen were able to get in between them at times, but I don't think they were particularly shielded particularly well. First half. Second half, I think Wijnaldum did a much better job in the 6 than Jordan Henderson did. But yeah, for me, I'm looking at about a 9 out of 10 for Joel Matip. I can see that as the poll closes now, he does in fact get a 9 out of 10. So we're all in agreement so far. We're going to open the poll up next. Oh, in fact, that's a straight up tie. That's a straight up tie between 8 and 9. Wow. Exactly the same number of votes for each 8 and 9. So brilliant. We've opened the voting poll for Andy Robertson. Robertson obviously playing through the pain barrier, and that's what we needed to see tonight. It wasn't just him. Obviously, we know about him because we saw the strapping. Klopp mentioned Jordan was playing through the pain barrier as well. He got a nasty knock to the back, he said. But Andy Robertson just didn't give up, and he didn't want to go off, and you could see that straight away. As soon as he picked up the injury, fought on for a few minutes, then had to get it strapped up, and everyone's heart was in the mouth, wasn't it? Because he was a proper outlet for us. He was hitting the byline, whipping balls back, and that slowed down a little bit second half. And he was a little bit more reserved than Nico was charged with going forwards down that right-hand side. But again, a good, solid performance out of Andy Robertson. I'm looking personally, I gave him an 8 out of 10. And then I thought, you know what? I've just marked him on his performance there. I'm going to play 60 minutes through the pain barrier, and I'm giving him an extra mark there. But I can see that you guys have actually given him an 8 out of 10, and I don't disagree with that. I just gave him an extra mark for playing through the pain barrier. So we're moving on next to Jordan Henderson, the captain. Started out in that number 6 position. Don't think he did very well first half. I think the balls, the supply to him was cut off. I thought Klaasen did an excellent job and the strikers did an excellent job of pressurising the defenders at the right time and getting someone on Jordan Henderson. So whenever Liverpool's centre-halves at the ball, he was man-marked. Then when we got further forward, they left him alone because they realised how integral he is to our build-up. Didn't get into the game. Liverpool didn't have enough of the ball for any of the midfield, I think, to get into the game. I think when I was looking at the stats, I think 30-odd passes, 30-odd passes, 30-odd passes, which is very un-Liverpool-like, isn't it? But second half, my word, when he's moved over to this side here, it's that ability, plays those little 1-2s. I think it was with Mo Salah in the lead up to our only goal of the game, and it was that engine, wasn't it, to get back and help Nico Williams and get forwards and then help Mo Salah as well. Absolutely superb from Hendo. A well-deserved 8 out of 10 on the poll. Give yourselves a pat on the back. That was absolutely spot on as well. So we're going to move on to Gini Wijnaldum next. Again, very similar to Jordan, really. Didn't really get into the game when he was playing here. But when he moved back, my word, what a difference it was. You could see him picking up those second balls in between the centre-halves on the edge of our penalty area. But then late in the game, my favourite segment of this game is with 10 to play. When Kurt Jones starts flying into the corner flag, Gini starts using his body, flying into the corner flag, strong, not giving up, fighting for every inch and taking every inch out of that game. That's the type of performance I love from Gini Wijnaldum. What a player, what an absolute talent, and what a workhorse he is. That's 17 games now, more than anybody else this season for Liverpool Football Club, and 17 sound performances. But that was my favourite because I love it when players time waste. I can see votes coming in for 7s, 8s, 9s, and even a few 10s. A 6. Wait there. 2 votes for 6, 1 for 5. Are you having an absolute giraffe? I mean, he deserves an 8 out of 10, and you have given him an 8 out of 10. I'm really pleased about that. So we're going on to Kurt Jones next. 19-year-old lad playing in the Champions League game, Champions League again. Gets the goal. What a goal. The anticipation, the striker's instincts to just go for it and hope for a mistake from the goalkeeper, and what a mistake, by the way. But then even when the mistake's done, the finish, outside of the right boot, gets his foot to it, perfect. So easy to knock that near side, just to the left-hand side of the near post. So easy to knock it back into safety, past the goal. Doesn't, gets it spot on, gets it from his mate Nico Williams, gets the goal, puts in another outstanding performance, arriving late at the edge of the box first half, had a little sighter straight into the goalkeeper's hands, a little bit disappointing. Second one, bangs it, hits the post, constant threat all game long, constant ability on show, and you know that matureness to just sort of sit on the ball at times when the pass isn't there and wait for the pass to become available. Absolutely superb. Kurt Jones, no doubt in my mind that you have given him a 10 out of 10. I wrote it down at the start of the poll. You absolutely did give it a 10 out of 10, and it was a well-deserved 10 out of 10. And isn't it interesting that we went into this game, and I did anyway, I'll talk for myself here, not for yous, and I'm looking at the side, and I'm thinking, wow, Salah, Jota, Mane, if Liverpool are going to get something out of this game, it's going to be because of these three. And what it was because of 3 lads, a 22-year-old goalkeeper, Keller, a 19-year-old right-back in Nico Williams, and a 19-year-old centre midfielder in Kurt Jones. What a performance from all of these lads. I actually think all of these lads played equal to or better than these three, because for me, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking Sadio Mane, yeah, he looked better when he went into the into the centre, and he did that probably after about 40 minutes or something, stayed most of the second half centrally. They just weren't passing to Mo Salah. It's like, come on, lads, he just wants to score a goal. He's got into so many great positions. Just give him a goal, just lay it on, but it just never seemed to happen. There was like the second or third touch was just overhit and playing it into him. Copy and paste for Jota. It was exactly the same, but again, Mane just doesn't give up. He keeps trying, he keeps going, he keeps fighting, and that's what you love to see from Liverpool. So, Sadio Mane, so far he's on for a 7. We just got a super chat in there. Lads left the field today with massive swinging balls, says Trig Josh. Absolutely, 100% agree with that. And as I can see right now, votes coming in for 6s, for 7s, and for 8s from Sadio Mane. I had him down as a 7 or an 8, so I'm not surprised to see 7 leading out. In fact, I'm going to call it there. There's no way anyone catches up. 6 is not catching up there. Sadio Mane gets a 7 out of 10. And let's move on then. To Mohamed Salah. Again, I mentioned it as I was talking about Sadio Mane and a little bit about Diogo Jota there. The lad, just in so many great positions, wasn't he? It just never seemed to open up for him where he could get that shot off. Maybe in the sort of 80th to 90th minute, that sort of 10-minute period towards the end of the game, he got into that shooting position and he was so frustrated. He overworked the ball and wasn't able to get a shot off properly before defenders were able to come in. He'll have left the pitch fuming, I think, Mo. Because I think he thinks he could have had at least 2 goals in that game if this lad and this lad were playing him through on time. It just, whether it was good defending or a poor touch, just never seemed to work for Mo Salah tonight. But again, constant threat, constant work rate, be that wide, be that tracking back as well from Mo Salah and from Sadio Mane today. I just love to see it, and I can see already that, you know, we're about 10 seconds left of the vote. 7's winning out, and I had him down as a 7 or an 8 as well. And I can see right now, yeah, we're on for about a 7 out of 10 for Mo Salah. In fact, 7 out of 10 does indeed win it, and that's absolutely spot on as well. And then the final striker on the field tonight was Diogo Jota. And Diogo Jota, copy and paste Mane. It was exactly the same type of performance. We saw him drop deep, and what I liked from that is he seemed to understand the false 9 tonight, and that's what I've seen and I've learned from watching him tonight. Is first half, certainly he was dropping really deep, and Mane and Salah were high and wide, and they were looking to try and get forward, and we were looking to ping the ball over the top because, as I mentioned, the supply chain was cut out because Jordan Henderson, who was here first half, the ball wasn't getting into him, and we were going long, be it Matip, be Fabinho, and Jota was there dropping in, and I just wonder whether we didn't do a good enough job of getting the ball to Jota at his feet. And maybe that's why Mane goes into the 9. The ball does stick to his feet a little bit more, but when he's running with the ball and he's driving through the midfield with his pace and his ability, defenders get scared. And it was because of that pace, unfortunately, at times, I think that he sort of did miscontrol the ball. And I think it's absolutely fair that everybody's gone for a 7 out of 10 again. I was split 7 to 8 on all of them. So we're so close in our ratings today, which is great to see. And we've got 2 more to do. We're going to open the poll up now for Roberto Firmino, for anyone watching live. I'm not going to do Reece Williams, because he came on so late. But Bobby Firmino, for me, he showed me tonight, and not that he needed to show me, and he showed us tonight why he is the number 9 at Liverpool Football Club, because when he did come on, the ball was sticking, and he was able to turn, and he was able to play the ball into Mo Salah, because he can pass to Mo Salah, and he's not arsed, whereas Sadio Mane and Diogo Jota maybe a little bit more arsed about whether they score goals or who score goals. I don't know, I'm not saying it's a thing, I don't think it's a big thing, but I tell you who isn't arsed, Roberto Firmino definitely isn't arsed. I mean, he was so close to getting the assist of all time with that, like, he picks the ball up in sort of this area of the field, jinks through 4 players, and then somehow plays an outside of the boot, right-footed pass through to Sadio Mane that's so good and so impossible that even Sadio Mane, with his levels of anticipation, isn't able to anticipate the ball getting through to him, because it's impossible, because you're not supposed to do that. You have to go and pass 4 players and then run it with the ball for 25 yards and then to be able to play a ball which seemingly went through a player. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, but he was better. He was better than all of them. tonight, and my word, he needed to be. Is this what Bobby Firmino looks like when he's got genuine competition for places? I hope so, because if we see more like that, Liverpool are going to win more and more games, and he is given an 8 out of 10. I personally have given him a 9 out of 10, but I'm absolutely fine with an 8 out of 10 as well. Yeah, I'm not giving you the chance to give Reece Williams a 10 out of 10 today. You've ruined that one for me. But thank you so much. Did we get another super chat in there? We did, Kieran Dunphy. Thank you so much, mate. 10.99 super chat. That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll be back very, very shortly with the instant match reaction. It'll be Machin, it'll be Pajak, and it'll be full of gloriousness. I hope we do 10 minutes just on the final 10 minutes of the shithousery that Liverpool did. But most importantly, Liverpool are top of their group. Liverpool are through in the Champions League, guaranteed top. And breathe. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.